So, day one of the Tokyo Game Show is done, and here's a summary of some of the games I played and my general thoughts on the show. So, Thursday and Friday are business days, and Saturday and Sunday are public days. Business days mean that only content creators and people with a business in the video game industry can attend. I thought this would mean that the crowd would be smallish today, but it was packed. It was really busy. There were so many people, which makes me worried about how crazy Saturday and Sunday are going to be. I started the day by going to the PlayStation booth. Even though I didn't have a content creator badge, I had a business badge, I convinced them to give me a press pass. All of Sony's booth needed press access and a ticket to play each game. You had to have the press pass and then you had to queue up to get a ticket which lets you play a game at a specific time. It was organised, but there were times games were not being played by anybody and they wouldn't let anyone else play. Even when I had a ticket to play Snake Eater 11:15, they had an empty station and wouldn't let me use it even though it was just 10 minutes early. It felt really strict for the sake of it. In terms of games I played, like I mentioned, I played Metal Gear Solid Delta, and it was okay. I felt like it had some inconsistent frame rates, and although it looked really good, it's just a prettier version of MGS3. The gameplay is pretty much the same as it was on PS2. I think they've been a bit too faithful to the original. Even being able to run, for example, would have been a nice addition. I feel like it needed the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 5 in Metal Gear Solid 3's setting. I played Dragon Quest III next, and this was another game that I was disappointed with. The graphics look beautiful. I can't comment on the story as it was all in Japanese, but what put me off the game was the lack of fast forward button during battles. When you enter a battle with 5 slimes, for example, each attack has to be cycled through one at a time. It felt so slow, and I know that playing a game like this for dozens of hours will just frustrate me, so I don't think I'm going to be getting it now. I didn't get to play PS5 Pro. They only allowed people to play it with an invite. It again felt a little bit silly in terms of rules because there were times nobody was playing it. I did watch somebody play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and personally I couldn't see any difference to how it runs on PS5. I'm still getting it. I managed to get an order for it, but so, I don't know, I'm part of the problem I guess, just mindlessly buying anything from Sony. But I'm not sure how much of a real difference it's going to make to me in my gameplay. One area of concern, Silent Hill 2 did not have a playable demo. You go into a theatre room and watch a 3-minute video, and that was it. Given the game is out in a couple of weeks, this raises red flags about how it actually runs and how it plays. I went to the Eurogamer Expo years ago, and Assassin's Creed Unity did the same thing. No demo, just a video for a game that was coming out very soon. And we know how many problems that game had. So, not having a playable demo for Silent Hill 2 now is a bit concerning. Just be aware of that, guys, before you pre-order it. I've been a bit negative so far, so I want to shout out a couple of really good games that I played today. I played Never, which is a 2D action platformer where you and your wolf cub companion need to battle dark forces. It felt great to play and the art was so beautiful. I really like the relationship between the main character and Never, the wolf. I'm definitely grabbing it. This demo has really convinced me to get it. Eternal Strands was also brilliant. It's like Shadow of the Colossus and Freedom Wars with magic and action RPG mechanics thrown in. It takes place in a fantasy world where you need to take down 9 massive beasts. You enter an area to kill the beast and there are smaller enemies along the way. Even when you die, you go back to the hub world with some of your resources so you can upgrade your weapons and armor and unlock new magic attacks. I was really impressed with this game. The action felt smooth and easy to get to grips with, and the different magic abilities work in really cool ways that encourage experimentation. Like if there's ice on the floor, you can use a fire spell to melt it, and the steam it creates acts as a cloud to help you hide from your enemies. It's out next year and I'm really excited about this one. In terms of swag, I got a surprising number of bags, like big, good, strong bags, which actually is very useful because I can put my laundry in these bags in my suitcase. PlayStation were giving away keyrings every time you played a game, so I've got 4 of them now, which I don't really need. Before I got to TGS, I was disappointed with PlayStation's lineup for the show. Pretty much everything they had was also in other booths, like Monster Hunter Wilds, Metaphor ReFantasia. But what was good is that you had to have the press pass, so it was easier and quicker to play those same games at the PlayStation booth compared to Sega or Capcom's booths. I didn't get to go to Square Enix's booth today, and I didn't get to play Persona 5X. So those are the 2 at the top of my agenda for tomorrow. Overall, really good show. Glad I came, but I'm super tired after all the walking around and I've got a lot of jet lag, so I'm heading to bed. Thanks for watching.